Hello my darlings, I hope you're all doing very, very well. I hope you are sitting comfortably, you are cozy and you have your snacks and your beverages at the ready. Okay, do we have a blanket? Are we snuggled up? Yes, that's what I love to hear. Okay, great. My whole comfy and cozy thing was literally just for my TikTok reaction series, but now it's just carried on. And I cannot stop saying it. And I feel like I'd be incredibly rude if I wasn't checking in on you and making sure you're comfy, cozy, you have your snacks and your beverages and all of that. Okay, it just wouldn't be right. Okay. Anyway, in today's video, we'll be taking a look at the Reddit page, Am I the Arsehole? On this Reddit page, people submit their problems and situations that they are going through. And they ask, am I the arsehole in this situation? They just kind of want a reality check or other people's opinions. People who read these posts vote if the person is an arsehole or not, and then the comment section is always full of advice and all of that. Of course, because I am a tattoo related channel, I read posts about tattoos. Okay, so the first one we're going to take a look at is, am I the arsehole for telling my boyfriend that he has no right to tell me not to get more tattoos? Oh, there is nothing I love more than telling a man to mind his own business, honestly.
You are a piece of garbage!
Come here, Teresa.
Bitch!
So it starts off by saying, English is not my first language, so sorry for grammar mistakes. So my boyfriend, 31, and I, 24, have been together for 4 years and we have an incredibly peaceful and healthy relationship. If we have a problem with something, we address it and talk it out. We adopted the mindset of it's not you versus me, but us versus the problem. I love that. I feel like every relationship should be like that. You know, you are a partnership, you are a team, and you can, tackle any problem together and work it through. I feel like relationships last a lot longer with that mentality. I don't know. However, for the past few years, one point of argumentation keeps reappearing. Me wanting more tattoos. Oh no. So far, I only have one small one. Okay, but I've told him from the beginning on that I want more in the future. I don't want my whole body full of them, but I'd like to get one full sleeve. Okay, I was expecting this person to be like, I just want a couple more, very small tattoos, but they want a sleeve, which is a pretty big deal. And maybe a small medium on my back or rib cage side. He has always told me that he finds tattoos very unattractive.
Asswipe.
His main argument is that I already got the small one, despite him telling me he doesn't want that, and me getting another one would violate his wish and would be a red flag.
Loser!
At one point, he argued that he does so much for me. I can't keep my mouth quiet. I'm sorry, I try and read these without having an opinion. I can't with this. I just cannot.
You gotta be kidding. You have to be effing kidding.
Just because someone in a relationship does so much for you doesn't give you the entitlement, okay, of you being allowed to say what someone can and cannot do with their body. Absolutely not. Are you kidding me? I can't believe that this has been voted no a-holes here. Oh. Okay, let's carry on. Let's just carry on. That he does so much for me and I could do or not do this one thing for him. He does indeed treat me like a queen, but in my opinion, I show him the same kind of love and affection, just not in acts of service. My main argument is that it is my body and I can decorate it however I wish to, and he has no right to tell me what to do with it. He also doesn't like me colouring my hair. He prefers it blonde, but he has found his peace with it because it's not as permanent as a tattoo. That literally just says to me, oh, well, this person is going to dye their hair back eventually, so I'm just going to stay with them. In the past, he has admitted that his views on tattoos is somewhat biased, since he told me he doesn't want other people to say stuff like, oh, you're the tattooed woman's husband, and so on. What? Stop it. Oh my god. He says on other women he has no problem with tattoos, but since we're talking about marriage, he doesn't want me, the woman he wants to spend his life with, to have tattoos. That whole thing to me just gives oh, I like looking at other women with tattoos as like a fantasy, as an object.
Oh, this is hot.
But for you, no. I have a little bit more respect for you than that. Oh. So am I the arsehole here for telling him it's none of his business? I really just want to know if I'm overreacting here or if he should love me the way I am and want to be. This is very tough because, of course, People are allowed to have their personal preferences. Some people just don't like people with tattoos, and that's okay. But you cannot tell people what they can and cannot do with their body. I know relationships are about compromises and all of that, but like, this is someone choosing to do something with their body. Compromises to me are silly little things, like when you go out for food, you have to like compromise and make sure both parties are happy. What to watch on TV. Telling people what they can and can't do with their body just doesn't seem like a compromise to me. It just seems very controlling. And like, this boyfriend is trying to have like the perfect future wife. She has to look exactly how he wants her to look, and to me that's just not okay. I don't know, I'm very much a strong independent woman, and I will do exactly what I want with my body. I don't want no man telling me what I can and cannot do, how I can and cannot dress, how I can and cannot dye my hair, what tattoos I can and cannot have.
This is one smart blonde over here. That's all I'm saying. You nailed it.
I fully believe the person that wrote this is not the arsehole, and I will say the boyfriend is an arsehole for sure. You know, if they're not going to be compatible because of a tattoo, then get out. You know, just get out. Leave. Am I the arsehole for telling my brother I don't like the tattoo he got for me? Oh, well, that's a tricky situation. I, 23 female, had cancer and lost my right leg below the knee as a result. But I've been in remission for a while, and in early October was given a clean bill of health. I told my family as soon as I found out, and they were all over the moon. Oh, that's so good. At Christmas, my brother, Tommy, 19 male, said he had a surprise for everyone and pulled up his pants leg to show everyone the tattoo he got on his right calf for me as support. It's one of those fuck cancer ones with ribbon on its side as the C and K. Everyone said how touching it was, and it was true sibling solidarity, and I politely agreed. Thing is, I hate that design, and my family knows it. When I was diagnosed, some of them started getting those kind of bumper stickers, and there was talk of a few people shaving their heads, but I told them not to, especially not bumper stickers or decals of the fuck cancer ribbon, and instead donate to the Australian Cancer Council if they really felt they wanted to show support in some way. That is completely fair enough and understandable. I guess my poker face isn't that great, because a few days after Christmas, Tommy asked me what I really thought of his tattoo. I said I liked it, but he knows me well and called my bluff, so I was honest and said I appreciate the gesture but not the design. Now Tommy isn't talking to me and I feel like an arsehole. Am I the arsehole? I will say absolutely not. Like, at the end of the day, this is the person that has gone through so much and has been very vocal about the fact that they don't like the fuck cancer design or the whole ribbon situation, which is understandable. At the end of the day, this is the person going through it, and if they're not about it, they're not about it. And like they have said, they were pretty open about that and said, if you want to show support, please just donate to charity, which is freaking amazing. But on the other hand, it is sweet that the brother did want to show some kind of support or what have you, but I just think they've gone the wrong way about it, or they could have at least spoke to their sister who went through all of this beforehand. I mean, again, it was meant to be a surprise and all of that, but I don't know, it's a tricky one, because I fully believe that he had absolutely no ill intent with the whole thing, but I honestly feel like this is not worth falling out over from the brother's point of view. Like, he did the thing, it wasn't the right thing, he just needs to suck it up and, you know, just deal with it. Either get a cover up or just never mention it again. I don't know. I can fully understand as to why someone who has had cancer would be against the whole thing. You know, sometimes people just don't want to make a big song and dance about it. You know, they just want to get through it and don't want to do a whole fuck cancer campaign kind of thing. You know, I witnessed my mum battle cancer on and off for 9 years, and she was very like quiet about the whole situation. At the end of the day, if you want to be loud about it, great. If you want to be quiet about it, great. I just feel like the support system needs to listen to those that are going through cancer. I have never seen this before. Everyone sucks poo mode. What? I've never seen that one before. So this is, am I the arsehole for not wanting to hear about my sister's tattoo? Oh my god. Is this my sister? For real, I don't think my sister likes my tattoos that much. Well, actually, she's never really had like a super strong opinion. I just don't think she's much of a tattoo person. She doesn't have any herself or what have you. And yeah, anyway, my 23 female fiance, 24 male, really hates tattoos. Oh no. I already had 2 when I met him and always had this idea of a third one to complete the set. Fast forward to now, we've been together 4 years, and every time it comes up, it turns into a massive fight.
Now you have an opinion? Now you're telling me what I should or shouldn't do? Who are you? Who are you?
I cannot. My point, it's important to me. I think tattoos are beautiful, and I have always been desperate for a third. His point, he thinks all tattoos are disgustingly ugly, and it's a compromise that I already have too.
Listen, you and your Christmas pageant dress, sit back and shut the up.
I just couldn't imagine a relationship with someone who is like so anti-tattoo and thinks they're ugly and disgusting. Like, that to me is a huge red flag, and it's just something that I could never get behind. I don't know, it's just very interesting how some people are willing to compromise on some things and other people are not. For me, being with someone that's anti-tattoo is just, it's just something that I could never do, you know? I guess some people can look past that. It's wild, isn't it? Anyway, after the most recent fight, we agreed tearfully that I wouldn't get any more. Now his sister is getting her first, and it's all she can talk about. I would be so pissed. I can't. I am insanely jealous. That's the thing. This person is having such strong feelings. Like, they're gonna get married, so to keep her fiance happy, she can never get tattooed again. Absolutely not! No! It's upsetting to hear about her excitement when I know I won't have it again. That to me is so heartbreaking. Could you imagine? No, I'm sorry, no. No, you would never catch me walking down the aisle to someone that is telling me no more tattoos. Like, absolutely not. I've been politely leaving the room whenever the tattoo talk starts because I don't want to put a dampener on her excitement, and my fiance asked why. I explained to him that it's upsetting to hear, especially since the last fight was 2 days ago. Oh no, he says I'm overreacting. Am I just going to leave the room forever? And that I'm being childish for bringing it up again. So am I the arsehole for leaving the room when my sister talks about her first tattoo? Absolutely not. Honestly, the only person that should be leaving the room is the fiance. Okay, pack the bags, yeet him out.
Walk away.
I don't know. I feel like tattoos to a lot of people are so trivial. And me maybe saying this might be like a bit too far. But in my world, this is on the same level as getting in a relationship with someone that doesn't want children. You know, like, people will get together, they'll fall in love, and they, you know, aim to get married, and then all of a sudden one of them is like, no, I don't want children. And the other one is like, well, I really, really want children. And then it's just like, it's just not going to work out. You know, sometimes there are things you just cannot compromise on, and you shouldn't settle because then you end up resenting that person and it ends up in a messy divorce, and it's just a nightmare. So honestly, I feel like for some people, this kind of thing, if you're super passionate about it, you should just find someone that likes you for you and loves all of your tattoos and all of your future tattoos, you know? Like, maybe this is a bit far, but I guess it's just whatever's important to you, right? Am I the arsehole for challenging my tattoo price? I feel like I have been overcharged. Ooh, if any of you ever felt like you've been overcharged, do sound off down below. My sister's partner is a tattoo artist, has recently quoted me £400. I'm so used to saying dollars when I'm filming because a lot of the content I film is like about American tattoo situations. So seeing the pound sign just completely threw me off. Anyway, he recently quoted me £400 for a tattoo, 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. So that's like a day session, which is a fair price in the UK. I have had the tattoo, which has made up part of a sleeve, but he only did 3 hours. He still charged me £350. I have more work to be added to it. I challenged my sister about this and asked if it was right, and she started coming out with all this stuff about how I was paying for his expertise and that he works fast. His hourly rate is £80. So am I the arsehole for being annoyed that I have been charged over £115 per hour? I feel like it shouldn't matter how fast he works. If he quoted for a day, I should get a day. So obviously I don't know the full story and what the design is and what was done and all of that, but I'm gonna assume that this tattoo artist did everything that he wanted to do in that session in that allotted time of the 3 hours. So this tattoo artist basically gave the quote for the amount that he was going to do in that day. And if he's done that amount in that day a lot quicker than he thought he would, but he's still done the amount of work that he is charging that £400 for, I feel like that is completely fine. Like, I would be more than happy to pay that. You know, he even took off the £50, so he didn't like fully overcharge or anything like that. To me, an overcharge or paying way more than you should is being told, you know, £400, but then when it comes to paying, the artist is like, okay, well, that'll be £800. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, to me, this is fine. This is normal. You know, some artists do end up working a lot quicker than they say they are going to. And I also feel like taking this issue up with her sister, which, yeah, okay, her sister is, you know, in a relationship with this tattoo artist, but like, it's not her issue. Like, go to the tattoo artist. I've just realised my microphone was all the way up over here because I had to change my battery. And yeah, anyway, so the next and last one we're going to take a look at is, am I the asshole for refusing to cover my tattoo? Ooh. I, 19 female, recently got a tattoo on the back of my upper arm around 6-ish centimeters in length. For context, I live with my parents and go to uni full time. I also work around 25 hours every week. I don't pay rent, but do use my own money for essentially everything else. To add, this is very normal where I'm from. I know a lot of people on this sub are from the States, where there's a strong push for being out of the house by 18, but that's practically unheard of. Yeah, it's probably off here unless you have rich parents who can support you to do so. You cannot attend uni and rent in my city. It's so unaffordable. Basically, I knew my parents didn't like tattoos, but I really wanted one and thought they'd be a little upset, but get over it after a few days. My dad did just that, told me he hates it, then moved on straight away. My mum, on the other hand, reacted horribly. She did not speak to me at all for 2 weeks. What? Like, refused to look at me if I tried talking to her.
You're so angry.
And now it's been about a month. She's speaking, but does not want me to be around anyone she knows without covering my arm. When people come over to the house, I have to cover my arm. When I go out to local shopping centres where I might run into people she knows, at a wedding I'm going to soon, etc. She's saying all this because she's terrified of people gossiping about her. Every time I bring it up, she says stuff like, I don't want to hear it from everyone. They're going to talk about it. This is probably partially true. Definitely not to the extent she thinks it's going to be. Literally no one cares that much about me. But I do come from a super judgmental family who will definitely think it's stupid and make comments about it to me. My mum, for some reason, thinks they'll think she's a bad parent or something. Not sure, but she clearly thinks it's on her for some reason. Now, I'm not totally opposed to covering up. However, it is the middle of summer right now and like 36 degrees almost every day, so it's super impractical. The biggest thing though is more about how terrible it makes me feel. I know it's like irrational or whatever, but having to cover up makes me feel like I'm this disgusting person who shouldn't be around people, and I hate it. This tattoo is a part of me and it's shitty. That part of me is so terrible I can't let people see it. The people she's trying to impress, all my extended family, are not particularly great people.
Well, that's unfortunate.
Super racist, super homophobic. Oh joy. And I don't respect or care about what they think of me, so I don't care if they talk shit about it. I've kind of stuck to my gun here and told her I'm not doing that and she's got to accept me for it. However, every single conversation we're having now is just a never-ending argument. I don't know. I don't feel like I'm the arsehole, but my she, I guess she's talking about her mum, keeps saying stuff like, that's the rule, you live with me. Although she still would want me to cover up around her family if I did move out. Any external opinion could help. Well, I'm in two minds because at the end of the day, this person is still kind of young and they're living under their parents' roof and you kind of have to respect that. That's like me trying to be reasonable. But me, if I was in this situation, the person that is just an asshole, I would do everything in my power to piss these people off. I'm sorry, I cannot. Like, if they're gonna be unreasonable, I'm gonna be unreasonable. I would be getting more tattoos. I would be walking around in a bikini top being like, ooh, do you like my tattoos? Like, this is the kind of person I am, I swear to God. I like to match people's energies, so if someone's going to treat me like garbage, I'm going to treat them like garbage, no matter who they are in my life, okay? If the mother had come to this daughter and politely had a conversation about the whole thing, saying, you know what, sweetie, I really don't like tattoos myself personally, you know how I feel about them. Could I ask if you respectfully cover your tattoos when we're around other family members, just because you know what they're like. They can be awful, and it's better to just keep the peace. And honestly, if someone talked to me like that and had respect for me, I would 110% comply with the whole thing. But if you're gonna bark orders at me, then absolutely not. I'm gonna rebel. Hell yeah. Fuck it, I'll get my face tattooed as well while I'm at it. Then see what people will say. I would never get a face tattoo out of spite, or get any kind of tattoo out of spite. That's honestly a bit silly, but yeah, the way the mother has handled this situation is honestly just some people really do treat their children like they're lesser than, and that they are their property and all of that. It's just a bit weird, you know? Like, a bit of respect costs nothing, okay? Like, literally nothing. Anyway, I'd love to know your thoughts and opinions on all of the stories that I have read out today. What would you do in these situations if you were in them? Do you have logical ways around all of these situations? Because I will admit, I am a very black or white person. It's very rare that I see the grey in the middle. So I'm very much, well, if this man is telling me what to do with my body, dump him. There's no, like, compromise. I'm like, dump him.
You're damn.
Anyway, I hope you all stay safe and well, and until my next video, bye.